What's up, geekers, tweakers, and goons? Welcome back to Solace. Ahead of time, I would like to apologize if my energy is low. I mean, my energy kind of fluctuates in these anyways, but came back from the gym, took a nap, and it's still not enough. So hopefully I'm still able to present this information in a way that is somewhat enjoyable. My fucking hand, ow. So hope you've been tweaking, geeking, and not gooning as much. I've been doing a little bit of geeking. You know, I went to a rave the other day. It was actually ridiculous. Hella insane. I'm gonna go to more. But that's not what this is about. This video is actually about what the fuck? This video is actually about what your attention does and how important it is. This one won't be as long as the other ones because this one's more so just a reminder. You could take it as, but still, I do want you to take into consideration that this is very, very factual. I wouldn't even say this is an opinion. I want you to just think about what I'm saying is like facts, okay? Cool. Now, I mean, to really start, all you have to do is just think about what do you do with your attention? You direct it towards something, right? I know you've heard this saying, if you and another person in a car, you'll have a completely different experience from the other person because of what you focus on and what you look at. There could be restaurants along the way that someone looks at because they're hungry, whereas though you may be looking at the monuments because you're more so interested in the architecture of the city, I guess. That's what people do. However, it's because of these things that our attention is I'd say the main signifier in our lives of what is special to us, okay? Whether it be due to an emotional regulatory situation like being hungry, or based on just intrinsic self-beliefs and how we feel about certain things, likes and dislikes, we're always going to have certain things that we direct our attention towards, right? Now, I actually don't know how long this has been going on because I'm sure it's been going on longer than now, but your attention is commodity now. Your attention is the number one thing anybody wants and will do anything to get. That is why data services do things to find your information and see what you do, what you look at, what you like, what you don't like, because they know what will get your attention. Social media apps, reels, shorts, all these things. I don't really have to explain it, you know. Now, within acknowledging that and being consciously aware of the fact that our attention is being directed every which way, think about how important that makes you and what you choose to put your attention towards. Because now you have full autonomous control over whether or not, well, not yet because it's a process, but hypothetically, you're going to have full autonomous control over what you direct your attention towards. Once you have that amount of self-control, you realize a lot of the things around you, they're nothing but distractions. They're nothing but distractions. And distractions that you do definitely engage in on purpose. Do not get me wrong. This is not a situation of like your free will being taken away from you. You choose to do these things. However, what we can still do is take a little bit of the time back. A lot of people say that we don't have enough time in a day, time's moving too fast. I agree with the time moving fast shit. I don't know what's going on there. However, what I will disagree with is that we do not have enough time. What you need to be doing with your time is directing it into what you find important. The reason you may feel as though you don't have enough time is because the time you do have, you don't know where it goes because you zone out during it, or you put it towards things that you don't actually find interesting and value. Now, do not take me as saying this from some privileged place, because I've been on both sides of the fence where I've had too much time and not enough time. However, in those moments when I had not enough time, what was I doing? I was bullshitting. I had a job that was really fucking taxing on my body, and do not get me wrong, I fucking hated it. But by the time I got home, there was still time for me to do other activities that I didn't enjoy. But what did I choose to do? Relax. Leisure, because it's comfortable, okay? Now, put that out of the way. I just wanted to preface that by saying you do have time. It's just figuring out what you do with that time in a day. That's important. So now when we are talking about your attention being a commodity, And this is where you get your power back from. If you were to take a week away from any of your social media apps, what you'll notice is your algorithm kind of tweaks out a little bit. It can do one of two things. It'll either kind of reset the baseline where like most general populaces go, or it'll go like even deeper into what it believes you want to try to pull you back in if it notices that you're willing to go back on there. Now, if you know this, think about what that implies, because it's not just apps that do this. It's ads, obviously, shows. Any and everybody wants your attention because your attention is what makes it special. Think about a relationship you've been in. 9 times out of 10, if you were the one that did most of the shit in the relationship, you were the one making it special because you were directing all of your attention towards that person. And then once that thing ended, what happened? You felt like you lost the world, but it's not because you actually did. It's because you focused your world on that person. Eventually, I might touch relationship topics because a lot of y'all are cooked there too. Not y'all, probably somebody else out there, not you though. But because of that, you have to think about it like this. What about nostalgia? You're not going to be nostalgic about shit you didn't care about. You're nostalgic about the things you enjoyed, the places you like to be, the smells you enjoyed, whatever they reflected. It's because your attention was focused on it. You decide if you want to spend the next 4 hours after you get off from work on TikTok and then go to sleep from there, and then wonder why you're still tired. Or you can get home, de-stress, de-layer, sit down, silence for like 15 to 20 minutes just to let your brain get processed, and watch how fast that time slows the fuck down. Because the moment you sit down for those 15 to 20 minutes, if you were scrolling for those 15 to 20 minutes, you would have been scrolling for those 15 to 20 minutes for maybe 1 or 2 hours, and you wouldn't even realize it. Whereas though, once you take that seat and give yourself that space to think and declutter the brain, time tends to work in your favor. So I would just like to make the suggestion, my geekers, my tweakers, and my goons, take your time with it. Of course, it's not an overnight process, and I do want to get back in the habit of providing like methods as to like how to do these things specifically, but I feel like with this one, there's not really much else I need to say. You understand what I'm saying when I say your attention is the most important thing. I just wanted to remind you about it. So if you enjoyed today's video, thank you very much for watching. I love you all very much. What are we going to talk about tomorrow? I'm going to keep it to myself. You don't need to know. Have a good night.